and welcome. I'm Laura, live Namasturm Yoga. This is going to be a heart-opening vinyasa practice. So let's go ahead and start sitting today. Bring your hands to your knees. Let the shoulders draw back slightly so that they're kind of stacked over the hips, but we don't want to force them back. Let the head just float up on top of the neck naturally. Close the eyes and just tune into your breath here for a moment. So this heart-opening practice is, designed to stretch the front of the body, like on a physical level. But on a deeper level, it can maybe be a way to just sort of open ourselves up emotionally and be a little bit freer. So you may take a moment here to notice just how you're feeling, because I think it's good to be, or at least be aware of your starting point. See where you're open, see where you're feeling tight or resistant. And again, that can be both physical or something a little deeper for yourself. If we can open that heart, maybe we can breathe a little deeper. Find a bit more joy in our practice, and hopefully some of what we do in our practice can ultimately carry over to our life in a positive way. We're going to start to now hang on to the knees, draw the shoulders back, maybe let the head fall back, coming forward with the chest on an inhale, and then reverse that on an exhale. So go ahead and round, and this might feel a little more closed. Inhale, come forward. But we want to kind of just get our flexibility going in the spine. So just a little bit of flexion extension. And if you want to build in your Ujjayi breath here, I encourage that. Inhale, shoulders back, heart up. Exhale, going the other way. And then after we've done a few times, just straight forward and back, if you want to start to make this into more of a circle, as you come forward, rotate to the side and then to the back and then to the other side and forward. Give yourself maybe a little bit of freedom here too, so that we're not trying to make a perfect circle or do it exactly every time, but rather we're just feeling out the torso, seeing how things are, warming up and stretching, and then at some point, if you're going in one direction, go the other way. Give yourself a chance to be a little bit free-form here, so if there's something else that would feel better or important, or if you find a little spot that just needs some attention, take the time there. And then coming back to center, let's take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the shoulder blades back, lift the heart and look up. Maybe hands away from the hips. Breathe. And then releasing the hands, let's uncross the legs and come to the knees. From here, let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. And as you lift up, look up, bring the palms together. As you exhale, dive down, drop the hips to your heels and let the forehead come to the floor. And coming back to the breath here again. So as I explain, I feel like sometimes I go a little slower than my breath, but feel free if you're going faster than me to stay with your own breath. If you like to go slower, if your breath is deeper or longer than mine, please feel free to go slower as well. But do try to follow some sort of rhythm. Let this be fluid. This all should feel good. We're really just waking up our body, warming it up slightly. All right, one more time up. And then let's go ahead, bring the hands to the floor, step the right foot out to the side, and then take the right arm up, open the chest to the ceiling. Let that top arm fall back, let the head fall back. Breathe into the space you're creating. And let yourself notice what you feel. And then right hand to the floor, right knee to the floor. Let's switch sides. So left leg out and left arm up, twisting open. Let the head fall back. All right, and hand to the floor, knees to the floor. Let's go to down dog. So tuck toes, lift knees and hips, move the chest back, and take a moment to pedal through the feet as needed, rooting into the hands, relaxing the neck. This is still going to be a vinyasa practice, so we'll do some sun A's and get in some standing poses in a good flow. But I think just that mindfulness of trying to open up, softening across the front of the body, letting go. And then let's walk the feet to the front of the mat. Have the feet about hip distance apart. Soften up your knees. Just let the upper body hang, sway, dangle, loosen up the neck. Anything that feels nice here. And then bend the knees a little more so you can start to roll up to standing. All the way up at the top of the mat, roll the shoulders back and down. Let's go ahead. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together. Now, we're going to go ahead and bend the elbows to the side. Tuck your tailbone, lift the heart. If it feels okay, let the head fall back. And then as you bring yourself back up, let the palms come together in front of the heart. Let's do that a few times. So inhale, elbows bend to the side, little back bend. Exhale, bringing the palms back together, come to standing. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. And from standing, then let's go ahead and inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, take a long forward fold to Ustrasana. Let's step to plank and hold in plank, shoulders over the wrists. Reach through the head, reach through the heels. Engaging through the legs. Now we're going to twist back and forth a little bit, kind of like we're going to side plank on one side and then the other. Let's start to the left. So roll to the outer edge of the left foot. And then as you take the right arm up, feel free to let it lean behind you. And then we're just going to come back through center on an exhale and then switch sides. Inhale, open up to the left or to the right on the right side, back through center, and just a few more back and forths here. Even yourself out. And then the next time you come to plank, let yourself lower down. Maybe knees down first. Bend the elbows to bring your chest between your hands. Extend the feet. Reach the arms along the sides of the body and then just lifting up. Shoulders back. Legs extend. And lower down, forehead to the floor, just for a moment. Now let's take the forearms to the ground for Sphynx Pose. Elbows under the shoulders, heart forward, soft legs and glutes. And then you can stay here, or if you like, spread the fingers and straighten out the arms. They're going to be at kind of a diagonal. And just let yourself come up a little higher. Breathe. If you'd like to, you can start to gradually walk the hands back just a little closer to the hips. All right, and then when you're ready, you can move the hands into position for Cobra and then transition to downward facing dog. All right, let's inhale, look forward. Exhale, bring the feet back to the top of the mat. This time, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, so those feet are together. Inhale, take a half lift in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down, and then root down to rise up. Reverse your swan dive. As you come up, really let yourself go to back bend position, maybe palms together, and then bring them down in front of the heart. Let's go into our sun A's. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You can take chaturanga and up dog, or you can bring knees to the floor and stick with your legs down in cobra. Exhale, down dog, and hold for a few breaths. This is definitely a pose in which we can kind of try to melt the heart back towards the thighs and let the shoulders get a little stretch. You don't necessarily want to overdo it. If you're really flexible in the shoulders, you might need to actually lift the triceps a little bit to keep the upper body engaged. But the priority is to lengthen and deepen in the upper body more than we're worried about straightening the legs and dropping the heels. If we've got all that length and depth in the upper body, then you can work the legs. Now inhale, look forward. Exhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, float up, and palms together in front of the heart. Let's just keep flowing here. Follow your own breath. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And this time, maybe just one inhale in down dog. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift and fold. Reverse the swan dive and palms together. Let's take 3 more. After you've completed these 3 sun salutations, come back to the top of the mat, and you can just hold for a breath or 2 in Tadasana, but keep the flow of the Ujjayi even though your body is still. Now from here, we're going to go to chair pose, Utkatasana at the top of the mat. So feet together, bend the knees, sink the hips. Let the arms come up alongside the ears. We're going to go to eagle pose, crossing arms first, left under right, lift the elbows, and then legs left over right, cross the thighs. Lift the elbows, sink the hips. From here, let's unwind that left leg and step it back. Keep the arms, but we're going into a variation of warrior 1. So back heel down, lunge forward in the front knee, and then see if you can reach the fingers up into the air, lift up as you lunge forward. Unwind the arms, hands to the floor, vinyasa. Maybe one-legged chaturanga if you're feeling it here. Inhale in down dog, and then make your way back to the top of the mat again. Half lift and fold and chair pose, and we can take this on the other side. So we're going from chair, arms right under left, lift the elbows, and then legs right over left. Garudasana, eagle pose. Help your balance out by steadying your gaze on a single focal point. And then keeping the left knee bent as you uncross the right leg. Step the right foot back behind you, root into the back heel, and then lift the elbows up. Keep lunging forward. Unwind the arms, hands to the floor. Take a good vinyasa. Let's take the right leg up on an inhale. We're going to keep the leg straight but open the hip. Just stretch that leg for the ceiling. Shoulders should stay level here if possible. And then look forward, step forward. Lower the back knee down. We're going to take a low lunge. So extend your back foot. Come on up. Sink the hips forward. Reach the arms up, and then a couple of arm variation options here. So I like this one with the hands behind the head. Widen the elbows as you lean your head back, really lifting the heart here. But if you'd rather keep the arms extended, you could, or you can even bring the hands together behind the back, pull the shoulder blades together, and slide your knuckles down the back thigh. All right, hands to the floor. Let's go ahead and we're just going to step back to plank, taking a vinyasa here. So we can do the other side. Sweep that left leg up, opening the hip, toes reach to the ceiling, hands root down. Neck is still relaxed. Look forward, step forward. Making sure you're stepping far enough forward that the left knee is over the ankle. Lower your right knee down. Come on up, reach the arms, and take the variation that you like. Although we're working the other leg, the arms are symmetrical, so if you want to do a different arm variation on the second side, that's fine, it's up to you. And hands to the floor, moving through vinyasa. You can come to plank, or you can always take the modified vinyasa as well, or even skip it entirely if you need a break from vinyasa. When you're ready, inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale to step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Take a half lift, fold down deep. Let's take chair pose, but then we're going to go right back into vinyasa. We're just going to keep the flow going here for a couple more sequences. Now from down dog, let's just take the right leg up, nice and simple, one breath. Exhale, step it forward for warrior one on an inhale. And then we're just going to lean forward and shift to warrior three. Feel free to keep the arms extended if you've got the space and the balance, but you can always bring palms together in front of the heart if you need to. Now, bring the left foot next to the right, bend the knees, come to chair, and we're going to take the left arm outside of the right leg and twist. If you can and would like to, fly the arms, really trying to work that left arm outside of the right leg and open. And then back to chair. Take a vinyasa. Make your way back to down dog. Left leg up, just one inhale, exhale, bring it forward. Starting with warrior one, come on up, and then leaning forward to move to warrior three. Replacing the right foot on the ground. Let's twist left. I'm just going to flip to the other side of my mat. But try to bring that right arm outside of the left leg, palms press or arms fly. And chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And then moving through vinyasa, we're going to get back to down dog. We'll add on a little differently this time. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale to step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Now we're going to go ahead and straighten the front leg. Take the right hand down, back of the hand against the inner shin. Adjust the back foot for triangle pose. Now the basic form of this pose, we stack the shoulders looking up towards the top thumb, but we can do a slightly more opening variation across the chest in this pose if we let that top arm lean back. Now we want to make sure the shoulder is going back and we're not just jutting the shoulder forward and taking the arm back, so it should be across the whole chest. If it won't go back any farther, that's okay, but you have that option. You're trying to twist to the ceiling, and then come on up. Let's just stretch back. Take a breath or two here. And vinyasa. Let's do the other side. So inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. And then straightening the front leg, moving into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Maybe let the heart open. That arm leans back, turning the heart, the chest, the gaze to the ceiling. And hands to the floor. Travel through vinyasa. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop up. Half lift and fold. Chair pose. One more sequence here. Uttanasana, Ardha, and so on. You know the vinyasa. I don't have to talk through that. And we're going to start the same way. So inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, warrior one, and this time we're going to keep the front knee bent, plant the right hand inside of that right foot, adjust the back foot so the back arch lines up, and now take that top arm and open it. Little variation of extended side, but once again we can let ourselves twist open. If you feel like taking a bind here, feel free. That right knee is pressing against the shoulder, just wrap the right arm under the leg and catch the hands behind. And then twist open towards the ceiling. Now, whether you're in the bind or your hand is on the floor, we're going to move to half moon pose. So see if you can bring those right fingers forward. Transfer your weight onto the right foot and lift up the left leg. Maybe take the top arm into the air, or if you'd like, bend the top knee, reach back with the hand for the foot. Ardha Shavasana. Find a little bow. So you're stretching from your neck to your knee. Release, step back. Let's take a quick reverse warrior, stretch it up and back, and vinyasa. And we're gonna move into the other side. Left leg up and forward. Warrior one, and then bringing the left hand to the ground. You can adjust the back foot so the front heel and back arch line up, and then letting that top arm lean back, turn open, shoulder against knee. If you tried the bind on the first side, maybe go for it here as well. And then moving to half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana, maybe Ardha Shavasana. And let the foot go, bend the front knee, step it back, reverse warrior, cartwheel the hands to the floor, take a vinyasa. Now, from down dog, let's just drop the knees to the floor, take the forearms to the floor, elbows under shoulders, interlace the fingers, and set up for Dolphin Pose. Lifting knees and hips, move the heart back, head hangs heavy. Let's take the right leg into the air. Go ahead and open the hip and bend the knee here. A little twist. Root down, rise up. Right toes to the floor. We'll do the left side, leg up, and open the hip, bending the knee. And toes down, knees to the floor, hips to the heels. Let's take child's pose and flip the palms up, bend your elbows, hands to shoulders. One more dolphin pose here. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of dolphin push-ups. So you can maybe walk the feet a little further back, come forward with shoulders over elbows, coming to low plank, and then lift the hips, heart back. Inhale back to low plank and follow the breath here. Try to activate this with the core. So this is working the shoulders, but it is core work as well. And then holding in low plank for 5 breaths. And then lowering down, belly to the floor. Let's take a bow pose. So bend the knees, reach back with the hands for the feet or ankles if you can grab them. Lift on up. And let that go. Hands next to chest. Come on up, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe here. Now let's take the right leg up, open the hip, and bend the top knee. Point the knee to the sky. We're gonna flip the dog here, so let that foot come to the floor behind you. Don't worry exactly where it lands. You can let yourself be a little bit free and then lift up. Let the top arm reach behind you. Open the chest. Now from here, we're going to pick that right foot back up, plant the right hand, and then we're going to slide the right leg under the left arm off the edge of the mat and pick the left arm up and twist open. And left hand to the floor. Let's slide the right knee over behind the right wrist. Shin across the mat, use the left toes to guide the left leg back. We're setting up for a pigeon stretch, but first, let's see if we can come really upright here. So walk the hands to your thigh, to the floor alongside your hips. Lift on up. If you'd like to, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the shoulders back, maybe slide the knuckles down the back thigh, kind of like we did in the low lunge earlier. Lift on up. Now, as you fold, see if you can go slow. So keep the hands together, or you can maybe, if your balance is okay, bring the arms out here and slowly control your lower down. And then once you're down, breathe. Coming back up, we'll stretch the back quad. So supporting yourself with the right fingers, bend the left knee, reach back with the hand for the foot, draw the heel into the hip, or any variations you'd like to work with here. So maybe you're ready to take a mermaid pose, or just work on the balance here. If you want to go into that, you can, or you can just keep it simple. Let that go. Hands to the floor, back to down dog. Give yourself a moment to shake out the right leg or kick through the heel. And then we're going to do our second side. So let's take that left leg up into the air, open the hip and bend the knee. And then moving to that flipped dog position. Lift on up. Open, open, open. And then coming out of it, we're going to sweep the left leg under the right arm, and then twisting open, take the right arm up and back. And right hand down, bring the left knee across to behind the left wrist. Use your right toes to walk the right leg back. Get onto the top of the thigh and then come on up. Let the upper body be really up. You can let your hands be by your sides. If you interlaced fingers before, you can try that again on this side. And then folding down, but going slow. So you can take your arms like cactus arms again if you want to, or if your hands are behind the back, just let yourself lower. Nice and easy. And then once you're down, you can let your hands come out in front of you and rest. Making your way back up, we'll stretch the back quad, and any variation you took on the first side, try to match up on this second side. hands to the floor, back to down dog. Maybe another shake out with that left leg or kick through the heel. Let's take knees to the floor. We're going to take Camel Pose, Ustrasana. So line up your hips over your knees, support your low back, lift the chest, and then maybe hands to heels, chin in or head back, and breathe here. Support your back to come up. Take a moment to sit back, extend your feet, bring your hands behind you, lean back. See if you can lift your knees up, stretching the front of the feet and shins. And then one more Camel Pose, this time with feet extended. Now, if you're just keeping your hands on your waist the whole time, that's fine. But I'm going to give you an option if you want to go a little further. We want to make sure the hips are over the knees, of course, and that the low back isn't getting crunched in this. The bend is really more in the mid and upper back and letting the shoulders draw together. But then, of course, we're stretching across the chest as well. Now, if you can easily reach your heels with the feet extended, let the head fall back. And then maybe you can start to turn your fingers in and bring your hands to your calves. And then one more add-on would be bring the right arm up, arc it over, and reach it behind you. And then bringing it back nice and slow and controlled. Let's do the other side. Hips over knees this whole time. And then carefully support yourself to come back up with your hands, but also your core. So pull those abdominal muscles together to bring yourself in. Sit back on the heels, and then let's drop to the left hip for a little seated twist. Take the right leg across. Use your left arm around that right knee and turn to the right. You can take the elbow past the knee if you like to go deeper. And then let's switch directions. So recross the legs, and this time twisting to the left. Use your right arm. Use your breath. All right, untwist, and then let's lower to the ground. Once we get to the floor, we're going to do one more back bend. So you can take a bridge or you can take a wheel, up to you, depending on how you're feeling today. But we'll try to hold 5 to 7, maybe even up to 8 breaths if you're feeling like it. Find your way in and make sure if you're coming to wheel that you're properly supported. Otherwise, you can take bridge. And then when you're ready to come down easily to the back of the head. Let's take the legs up into the air. Maybe shake them out a little bit or kick through them if that would feel good. Release. We're going to come to Halasana, plow pose. If that's not for you, feel free to just stay here hanging out with the legs up in the air. But if you've got plow, hands next to your hips, legs up and back. Get the shoulders underneath you. Maybe interlace the fingers. And then optional inversion if you're feeling it today. Shoulder stand. Support that back. Lift the legs up. Trying to get as vertical as you can with hips over shoulders. Now, if your hands are supporting your back, you could come back out of this pose through plow, or you could support your back and try to come out of it into another really brief bridge by supporting your back. Maybe one foot at a time comes to the ground, and then the other one joins. Hips up, and then release the hands up from under your back. Slowly roll your spine back to the floor. Happy baby pose. Kick into those feet. Let your baby be happy. Heart opening practice. I feel like we've got to find the joy in it, right? So try to enjoy it. Let's go ahead and bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. We're going to lift the hips up and sit on the backs of the hands. Now extend the legs out. We're going to fish pose here. Support yourself with the forearms. Come up, puff your chest, and then let the head fall back, trying to drop the top of your head to the floor. Fish pose, Matsyasana. Now from here, we're going to come up. Be careful with your neck, but we're going to try to press all the way up to sitting. Get the forearms off the floor, and then you can take your hands out from underneath your feet. Bring the feet in. Let's go ahead and we're going to come to our knees. So we can take either hero pose here. So if you want to sit between your feet, you may, or go ahead and cross the ankles beneath you and then sit on the heels. So cross the ankles one way and see if you can sit. If that is uncomfortable, don't cross the ankles. You can either sit between the feet or on the feet. And then we're just going to take the hands to the legs and we're going to do just a little bit of lion's breath here. So the way this works, it really is just we're stretching out our face. So you're going to inhale. And then exhale, stick the tongue out, let it drop to your chin, let the eyes roll back, and just really try to widen your face. You can also kind of stretch out your fingers here as well. So let's try it. You also want to make a little ha sound as you do it. And if you feel a little silly, then you're probably doing it right. If this is new to you, just give it a try. We're at home, right? So no one can see you. I know you can see me, but let's do 3 more here, just sitting. And if you can, kind of extend the fingers out as well so it feels like a stretch. All right, now let's just go ahead and rock to our hip. We're just gonna finish with a little bit of forward folding here. So take the right leg out, let the left foot tuck in towards the right thigh. Reach the arms out and up, and then let's fold down over that right leg. Breathe here. So although we focused on opening the heart here, we do sort of need to close down as we end our practice. So forward folds, we move more inward. Let our back stretch, the back of the legs. So we're stretching the back of the body here. Maybe think of this as a balance to that stretching, opening practice for the front of the body. And then walk the hands in to come up, and we're just going to change legs. Left leg out, sole of the right foot in. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, and exhale, allow yourself to fold over that left leg. All right, and then walk the hands in to come on up. Let's go back to crossing our legs. So Savasana should be part of your practice. I'll lead you into that at the end of this shared practice, but then I'm just gonna let you take that for as long as you want in your own space. For now, let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes, tune into your breath here. Notice how you're feeling at this point in your practice. Has anything shifted? And then we'll just acknowledge each other with a simple bow forward. So the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you may be today. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing this practice. Namaste. So at this point, I encourage you to just lower to your back, lengthen out your legs, maybe tuck the shoulders under your upper back so you can let your arms extend out with the palms up, and let go for Savasana. Thank you so very much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I really hope that you'll go back and do that as soon as you've finished your Savasana practice. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. And thank you again. I do hope you'll join me again next time. Bye-bye.